watching the Western Athletic Conference here on ESPN. Beautiful skies in the big country of Abilene, Texas. Happy New Year, everyone. It's Western Athletic Conference play. UT Rio Grande Valley is in Abilene, taking on the ACU Wildcats. As we welcome you courtside here, Moody Coliseum, Andy Penny, alongside Evan Nimick. Happy New Year to you and yours. It is full throttle Western Athletic Conference play for the rest of the season for both of these teams, and for both of these teams, an opportunity to get off the mat, Evan, and maybe springboard what's ahead for the next 2 months.
Yeah, both teams had two WAC games right around Thanksgiving, and now we're really into WAC games. Gone through all the non-conference for ACU. They're coming into this game 0-2 in the WAC, losing those two games about a month ago. The UT Rio Grande Valley at 0-3. You're talking about the top 8 teams making the WAC tournament later in March. You do not want to start 0-3 or 0-4 in that situation.
And a chance to get right back in the center of the conference standings here earlier. Evan, let's look at our impact players. Ali Diva for ACU. For the Vaqueros in RGV, it's Elijah Elliott.
Yeah, Elijah Elliott, 4th on the WAC in points per game at 15 points per game. A great free throw shooter as well. He's going to be a guy who is also great on defense. One of the best stealers in the country. Ali Diba for ACU, though, he's been the guy that has made them go. A speedy guard with the basketball, 15 points a game for himself. So they're going to go right at each other all game long, and kind of who wins that battle could tell us a lot about who wins this game.
Diba coming off of a new career high, 25 points last Saturday versus Western Kentucky. He's been in double figures. 11 of 13 games has been Ali Diba, so he'll carry the load for the Wildcats. The leading scorer at 15 points per contest. For RGV, as you mentioned, Evan, Elliott, the reigning WAC newcomer of the year, had a 21-point performance versus Incarnate Word a week ago. So those two guys, we will certainly keep an eye on those impact players, Diba and Elliott as well. RGV comes in 0-3 in Western Athletic Conference play. ACU just at 0-2. The Wildcats were the odd man out on Thursday in the 11-team Western Athletic Conference schedule, or with 11 teams in the conference. ACU was the odd man out on Thursday. They did not play on Thursday, so they are 0-2. RGV fell on Thursday at home to Stephen F. Austin by a final of 85-78. So they are currently 0-3, 4-10 overall. The Wildcats are 5-8. And Evan, to get back to our initial thought, this is a day where each one of these teams has an opportunity, with 2 months ahead of a lot of basketball left, to really springboard and rotate 180 their season in the right direction.
It's hard to think about a game in early January as very, very important, considering you have a 20-game conference schedule. I mean, that's a grueling slate that you said is going to last for the next 2.5 months. But you want a great start. Neither team has had a great start. For ACU, 0-2, and then next week games at Grand Canyon and Cal Baptist. Those are going to be really tough to win on the road. So winning today at home will be massive for their chances to get into the top 8 for the WAC tournament.
It's been a full month since ACU has played in Western Athletic Conference play. Again, the 2 early games, November 29th and December 2nd. Losses to UT Arlington, and then at home in double overtime to Stephen F. Austin. Again, RGV 0-3, losses to Grand Canyon, at Tarleton, at home versus SFA. RGV in the road orange uniforms today. They'll move left to right. ACU in the home whites, moving right to left. Leo Bettiol gets the start today. He's in the center circle with Aaron Freeman. Vaqueros will get the first offensive set. WAC basketball here in 2024 is underway. Here's a look at RGV starters: Howard, Elliott, Freeman, Abdul Hakim, and Williams. The first 5. No one for RGV has started all 15 games. This is their 15th game of the year. They've had a different starting lineup in all 15. Entry pass and reverse for Aaron Freeman, and he breaks our scoreless tie on the first Vaquero possession. Get a look at the Wildcat starters today. Again, Bettiol in the starting lineup. Cam Steele, first game he has not started. Diva has his shot tipped up and in. Leo Bettiol, the first 2 points today.
Yeah, friendly roll there, and like you said, Bettiol in the starting lineup for just the third time this season. ACU coach Brett Tanner says they're starting to rely more and more on him.
Three in the corner pops out, one and done for RGV. Manny Allen is not in the lineup today for ACU. He hurt his wrist last Saturday versus Western Kentucky. It's Bettiol up off the glass. Nice spin move, baseline. He's got the first 4.
Coming off a 10-point game in ACU's last game at Western Kentucky. First 4 of today's game.
Get Manny Allen, the senior, not in uniform today for the Wildcats, the 5th-year senior. Hurt his wrist versus Western Kentucky, has a brace on that wrist. Could be out an extended period of time. Time will only tell. Second opportunity here. His first shot of the day is up and good. Elijah Elliott, leading scorer at 14.9 a game. And his first 3 this afternoon.
The leading 3-point shooter on this team. That's his 69th attempt of the year. He loves to shoot from behind the arc.
Good pace here in the first 2 minutes. Bettiol, another touch, too strong this time. We'd love to have that one back. A lot of contact. Our officials will let him play through. Here's Kavion McLean. The junior college transfer runs the point. Inside to Bettiol again. He's got the first 6. Game plan, Leo Bettiol? I think so.
It seems like it. Coach Tanner, when we talked to him earlier this week, was very complimentary of Bettiol. You know, he's a guy that came in, had to redshirt. You know, he's had a slow start to his time at ACU, but coach says he's not even close to his potential.
There's a backdoor cut and a lob. Hassan Abdul Hakim, his first 2 on the alley-oop layup. Back and forth we go. 75 is the number to watch today. Both these teams average right at 75 a game. There's Arion Simmons up strong, had it knocked out of his hands. ACU at 76 points a game, RGV at 74.
And we're seeing RGV really wants to push the pace.
Elliott into the paint, nice dish, reverse layup, good. Whistle though, and a travel prior to the basket will not count. Here's head coach Matt Figger, his 3rd season at RGV. Won his 100th career game as a coach earlier this year. He was at Austin Peay prior to RGV, part of the Frank Martin coaching tree. Assistant at Kansas State and South Carolina before branching off. Now, again, in his 3rd season down in Edinburgh. Kavion McLean, he wears number 4. He runs the point. Kick out, Cameron Steele, our first sub today, and first 3-pointer today for the Wildcats. Cam Steele, the senior, 6'8". He likes to shoot that 3-point shot too, and he's got his first one today.
So he's not in the starting lineup, but it takes him 3 minutes to get into the game off the bench, and he's able to make an immediate contribution.
Cam playing his 100th game today in a Wildcat uniform. Williams a touch on the inside, a whistle and a foul. First foul of the afternoon. We look at the home court and the home bench. There's the head coach in his 3rd season as well, Brett Tanner, 43 and 36. Of course, he's been here a long time. He won 20 games in his first season with the Wildcats. And he is defensive-minded. Pressure all up and down the floor. Aaron Freeman at the line, our first free throws today. He's at 11.5 points a game. These 2 teams last year played only once. They did not play here in Abilene. They only played down in Edinburgh. RGV, the better of ACU, 103-86. RGV shot 48 free throws in that contest a year ago. It's their first win of the series. They've played 6 times. ACU won the first 5. And RGV again last year. We're tied at 9 here, 4 minutes deep. Shai Hill makes his first appearance on the floor. He wears number 11. There's a foul out in the open floor. And Elijah Elliott has his first. Diva, top of the key, will find Steele. Hunter Jack needs some help. 10 on the shot clock. Backdoor cut to Diva and a 2-handed flush.
I don't know how that basketball made its way through to Diva, but what an incredible finish.
Madden is back to the basket on the far wing. Diva cut right down the paint. Here's Williams. He'll work with Abdul Hakim this time. Back to Williams in the corner. Left-handed three-point shot. Up and good. Check that, they'll call it a 2-foot on the line. We are tied at 11. McLean, the transfer from Howard College. Now to Hunter Jack Madden, a foul out in the open floor. And a time for our first timeout. Up and down we go. Speaking of ups, how about that, Ali Diva? We're tied at 11. All knotted up at 11, 15-20 left in our first half. Andy Penny, Evan Nimick here courtside. Evan, let's look at our keys to the game today.
All right, well, first for UTRGV, defend and rebound. They are a team that is last in the WAC in defensive scoring and defensive rebounding. So first off, limiting the shot from going in and then boxing out and getting that rebound, making sure ACU goes one and done. Bench contribution. In RGV's last game against Stephen F. Austin, outscored 60-9 on bench points. And then for ACU, protecting the home court. Of course, in conference, one of the essential things to put yourself in a position to make the tournament. And then offensive efficiency. Coach Tanner talked about taking care of the basketball against a zone defense that is very aggressive from the Vaqueros. Love to get in the passing lane. And RGV second in the WAC in steals so far this year.
Wildcats 5 of 7 shooting to start this afternoon. Hunter Jack will try to add to that, and he will. Three-pointer top of the key. 2 for 2 from deep. 8 points in the paint for the Wildcats. Offense looks really good first 5 minutes. Williams out at the top of the floor. You see new Wildcats on the floor. JV Seat, Nasir DeGru have both checked in. Here's a drive down the baseline. J.J. Howard. He'll throw it down with 2 hands.
Coming in hot from the corner there. Great pace up and down. We talked about defense. Both teams say they like to be defensive minded, but we've seen a lot of quick shots.
DeGru a touch. He'll shoot 3, top of the key. That's off the rim. Bettiol fights strong down on the inside, but Abdul Hakim has the rebound. Abdul Hakim and Ali Diva, high school teammates, on the floor as opposing players today. Elliott misses near corner. Madden will get to the basket. Left side, he'll lay it up and in. Great start for Hunter Jack.
He's coming off a 21-point outing in ACU's loss at Western Kentucky a week ago. And now up to 5 points.
12 a game for Hunter Jack, one of 3 Wildcats in double figures. Here's a drive by Howard. He's fouled this time. Take a look at this last possession. Right down the baseline. Here comes Howard. Right in your living room. Howard, the freshman, 6'5", California.
We've got a big platoon change here for ACU. McLean back on the court. Cam Steele takes a seat on the bench. He came up hobbling a few plays ago, so Arion Simmons comes back in for him.
See Yanni Rivera, he wears number 2. He's on the floor, 6'4" freshman. Coach Tanner told us Rivera will have the responsibility of taking Manny Allen's minutes. Again, Manny Allen not in the lineup. Manny at about 16.5 minutes per game. You see Salou Say on the floor. He wears number 35 for RGV. Sherman Brashear wears number 13. Second free throw from Howard is up and good.
And now C.J. Booker checking in for the Vaqueros.
Booker wears number 4. 4-on-4 here in a point guard matchup, McLean and Booker.
And 2 guys sub 6 feet, though watching both of them in warm-ups, they don't play that tight, I don't think.
There's a backdoor cut to Diva and another slam with the right hand.
Great vision from Arion Simmons to see that Diva was back cutting towards the hoop.
As you can see, ACU 8 out of 11 from the field to get things started. McLean on the floor has the steal, chance to run. Chance at a 3. Off the rim, no good. Not a bad shot in transition, 3-on-3, and Arion left alone top of the key.
Yeah, I think that's a shot, even though you didn't have the numbers, that I think coaching staff will be fine with him taking.
There's a three in the corner, Brashear, and he knocks it down. Brashear, the transfer from WKU, who the Wildcats just played last Saturday. Brashear, a transfer from the Hilltoppers. RGV's hit 5 of their last 7 field goals. There's a pass to Say, too tall, and a turnover.
Yeah, miscommunication there. One of the things that you'll notice about
backdoor cut there, Simmons to Deba, another look.
One of the things you notice about UTRGV just from watching them is their size. And Say, one of the 2 7-footers on this team.
McLean, a floater off the glass, up and good. Brett Tanner was high on Kavion McLean when we talked to him. Preview of this game. He's really settled in as the point guard.
Yeah, transfer from Howard College. You know, Coach Tanner had talked about he was really emphasizing getting longer to play in the WAC to compete as opposed to in the Southland Conference. Said he was done with small point guards and then fell in love with Kavion McLean. You know, not only can he score, but he's becoming a great defender as well.
6 points a game. He leads the team at 4 assists a game. Again, Tanner's been really impressed with his penetration to get into the paint. There's a lob pass on the inside. They'll catch Say on a hold. And it'll take us to a timeout. Up and down we continue. Hot shooting for both teams. Both teams still shooting over 60%. Wildcats have a 2-point lead.
And courageous leaders who inspire us. Game changers and risk takers who never play small. Creative thinkers and God seekers who uplift us. You see, the future is ours to create. We hold it in our hearts. We mold it with our hands. We light the fire within.
WAC Vegas is back. The best fans, championship basketball, all in exciting Las Vegas. Join us March 13th through the 16th at the Orleans Arena for the 2024 Hercules Tires WAC Basketball Tournament. Don't miss the crowning of a men's and women's champion. For more information, go to wacsports.com/WACVegas.
We're back here to Moody Coliseum. Hey, let's look at RGV and the block party that came from Edinburgh. There's a look at him right there.
Yeah, as you see, Abdul Hakim leading the way with 13 blocks so far this year. Aaron Freeman right behind him with 9, so they spread it around. The Vaqueros third in the WAC in blocks this season, and they are an aggressive team on defense. They want to pressure the ball handler, get in the passing lanes, and then once that shot goes up, get a hand up as well.
No blocks on the stat sheet as of yet, but it's early. ACU the 2-point lead here at 20-18, 11:53 left in our first half. Wildcats with 12 points in the paint already compared to RGV's 6, and 7 points off of turnovers. Wildcats do not have a turnover yet. Another lob pass to Deba at the rim. And Ollie's got 2 more.
The lob is working.
We're playing above 10 feet today. Already seen 3 dunks today, 2 for the purple and white, 1 for the visitors. Abdul Hakim, after a breather, is checked in at the break. Foul on the inside. Bettiol and Say fighting for position. I believe Bettiol gets the foul. Brett Tanner not agreeing with that call. 3-man officiating crew today. Joe Wilbert III, Trent Lovewell, and Ed Crenshaw down on the floor.
And Bettiol takes a seat. Cam Steele back in his place. He hobbled a little bit last time he was on the court.
There's Abdul Hakim, 9 double-figure games this year, 7 consecutive in double figures for number 14. He's on the drive here with Simmons. Contact out in the open floor. And Arion called for the hand check.
We've seen in the last few minutes UTRGV trying to slow the pace down a little bit, working more from set plays instead of just running and gunning down the court.
20 on the shot clock. It resets with the foul. Booker runs the point. Kicks out Brashear. Another three, top of the key. Second one from deep for Sherman Brashear. Averages just 5 a game. He's surpassed that already. He's got 6. ACU again, a lot of success in the paint here early. They try here, the kick out, though stolen. Says 2-on-2. Brashear all the way to the rim, finishes. Wildcats coming right back. Simmons too strong on the layup, and a late whistle and a foul. Free throws coming here for Arion. Arion ahead of the defense, thrown the bad pass on the trip before, and was able to stay ahead of the defense there as the ball made its way back down to the floor. He'll shoot 2.
Took a hard fall into the station, and a couple of free throws attempt for him, and did not play in ACU's last game against Western Kentucky. Had an illness, tried to give it a go, but just could not. But Coach Tanner said that he's starting to get back to his old self, his old way of playing basketball, which is making those drives to the hoop and not settling for long shots.
The senior from Little Rock, Arkansas, plays his 136th game today in a Wildcat uniform. 2 for 2 at the line. He'll get a breather. Get Mashai Hills back in. Wildcats a little bit bigger lineup, I feel like, today. It's been guard heavy in the past, but I feel like today it feels a little bigger on the inside. Part of the game plan against, again, an RGV team that has plenty of height and length.
Yeah, for sure.
Booker into the paint. Oh, floating fall away shot. As he beat DeGrew on the dribble. Both teams still over 60% field goal. DeGrew leaves the layup short. Halfway through this first half. On pace for 100 right now. 25. Quarter of the way deep. Howard on Devo. Nice pass to Say, who finishes with the reverse.
Yeah, Cam Steele had to come over and help, and that left Say open underneath. Say's a guy who plays 17 minutes a game, but only averages 2 points, so he's not a big part of their offensive game plan.
And now a steal on the other side, Howard. Boy, I thought Howard had lost his balance on that last trip. He's going all the way to the rim this time, rolls out. Madden will go strong, and he'll draw contact and a whistle and a foul.
Nice duck underneath for the defender to get all the way to the cup. As you see here, ducking underneath, and then that is Say right there, and that's going to be Say's second foul of the first half.
And Hill helped Madden get to the bucket. A little screen, off-ball screen. The officials have called a timeout. They want to look at something on the screen. So the two teams have made their way to the benches as the officials look at something. Not quite sure what they're looking at. Both teams shooting exact 63%, 10 for 16 from the field. RGV is 3 of 7 from 3. The Wildcats are 2 of 4. And both teams are perfect from the free throw line. We'll get another look at this replay. Hunter Jack on the right side of your screen. Mashai Hill sets the screen. Didn't see anything there except a little chest body contact.
Yeah. Nothing to the head, nothing above the shoulders. It has been a fast pace so far. And, you know, we came in talking about the importance of this game. Neither team has won a conference game so far. And this year, only the top 8 make it to the WAC tournament. With some difficult games ahead for both teams, you're looking at not putting yourself in a hole early on.
Just a common foul, as the officials did take a look at it, came over and communicated to us just the common foul. So Madden at the line, he'll shoot 2. The senior from Sydney, Australia. Transfer from Otero Junior College, where he played for assistant coach Ted Crass, who's now on the ACU staff as well.
He started every game this year, had a great outing at Western Kentucky, 21 points, 6 of 8 from behind the arc. He's made a triple so far today, and
we asked Coach Tanner when we visited with him, Hunter Jacks had double-digit field goal attempts in each of the last 2 games that the Wildcats have played. We asked him, is that part of the game plan or is that just in-game situation? He said, oh no, he said Hunter Jack is so much better when we call his name in the offensive set. Shoots at a 70% clip when we're calling plays for him, and much lower than that when he's just trying to get in the rhythm and the flow of a game. He's off to a good start here today. 7 points. Diva leads the way with 8. Shears has 8 for RGV. Diva on the baseline needs some help. Trying to get Betty all another touch. He started hot. McLean fade away from 10 out. Rebound by Howard on the backside. RGV winning the rebounding category thus far, 10-4.
And not allowing many second chance opportunities for ACU. That's been an issue for UTRGV, is defensive rebounding, one of our keys to the game at the beginning. And so far, they've been able to eliminate Wildcat chances after that first shot.
Quick breather for Simmons back on the floor. And now a smaller look here for the Wildcats. Both point guards, DeGrew and McLean. 2 of the 5 on the floor. Shot fake, Simmons picks up a foul. That's a nice job by Elliott to get Simmons up off his feet. I believe that's the second, and it is on Simmons.
Yeah, heads-up basketball play by Elijah Elliott. Pump fake, Simmons bid on it, and you just jump up into him and create the foul there.
Elliott having himself a season. The transfer from Glenn, also played at Mount St. Mary's, Oklahoma Christian prior to RGV. Leading scorer at 15 a game. He's been in double figures 12 of 14. The current WAC newcomer of the week. First played last week.
Did not have a great game on Thursday. Only 5 points against Stephen F. Austin. So Elliott's trying to bounce back. Has 4 points already today.
Here's a 2-3 zone from RGV. Haven't seen it much here in the first half, but we see it here. McLean from the left elbow. Falls out. RGV a chance to extend the lead here, their largest of the afternoon. Elliott will get the roll, it'll fall out. Thought it was going to drop and it fell out on him. Already 8 vaqueros in the scoring column today. It's been good balance, including points off the bench, which we talked about, one of our keys today. Here's Diva down the baseline, blocked. Whistle though, and a goaltend call. That will count. We're tied at 28. Here at the break, 7:39 left in our first half here in Abilene. Hey, tune in on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Central, the ESPN Plus, to the Brett Tanner Show. Get a behind-the-scenes look at what has been and what is to come for the ACU men's basketball program. It's the Brett Tanner Show, Wednesdays, 10 a.m. Central on ESPN Plus. Of course, archived on ESPN Plus as well. In the last layup attempt by Ali Diva right before the break was a goaltending call, so we are tied at 28. Diva's into double figures with 10. Both teams still over the 50% clip this afternoon. Here's a drive with the left hand. Williams fouled on his way to the bucket.
ACU tried a early substitution there. Not going to do it between the free throws. That's Betty All's second foul, so he's going to come out and Cam Steele will take his place.
So keep an eye on foul issues here for the Wildcats. Simmons with 2, and now Bettiol with 2. Aiden Igiehan, the 6'10 senior transfer from Grand Canyon, is in. He wears number 22 for the Wildcats. 2 for 2 at the line for Williams. He's got 4. Shears still leads the way with 8. And Diva with 10 for ACU. Igiehan a touch out to Madden. Step back. Deep shot left corner. 1 and done again as Williams has the board.
Oh, we got a mouse in the house down low.
Mismatch on the inside, and RGV saw it. Abdul Hakim at 6'8" was posting up against Kavion McLean at 5'9".
Yeah, I'm going to guess some miscommunication from ACU's defense that, allowed that to happen.
And recognition by the Vaqueros to take advantage. Can the Wildcats attack this 2-3 zone? McLean will take a 3, top of the key, rolls out.
Back-to-back trips against that zone and long 3 balls. They just haven't hit on them.
Abdul Hakim attacks again, back-to-back trips. The largest lead for the Vaqueros here in the first half, and a Wildcat timeout. Brett Tanner wants to talk to his team, and now it's just RGV attacking inside on the paint.
Yeah, he figured if they're not going to stop me, Hunter Jack Madden didn't look play ready there, and a nice drive by Abdul Hakim. He's now got 6 points for UTRGV, and like you said, their lead up to 6 now.
RGV at 12 of 20 in this first half. Here's another look. Abdul Hakim coming down the left side. Again, he scored in double figures 7 consecutive games. Not a guy, if you're ACU, that you want to see get hot, but he has become hot here in the last few minutes. Leads the team in assists as well, 3.5.
There's not many guys you see that will lead a team in assists and in blocks. And so he's a unique talent for the Vaqueros as they're trying to bring in one of their other 7-footers. Number 21 will come in at the next dead ball, Alex Harouk.
Shy Hill back on the floor for the Wildcats. Vaqueros our largest lead at 6.
They've gone back to a man-to-man defense out of this timeout.
Madden hit the 3 left side. Kind of surprised by the defensive adjustment. I think it's been 3 or 4 straight possessions. The 2-3 zone had proven successful.
Yeah, it didn't seem like ACU had figured it out.
Howard will try to answer, left it short. Ball's loose in the paint. Bodies on the floor. I believe our first jump ball today. RGV won the opening tap, so the Wildcats will get the first alternating possession. Hunter Jack 2 for 3 from deep. Here's another look at it. Had 6 of them last Saturday versus Western Kentucky. Man-to-man look, as you mentioned, Harouk now on the floor. Deep on the right side. Back-to-back trips with 3s. This was too long. Howard on a breakout, stripped by McLean. Numbers now for the Wildcats. Kavion with a floating shot up off the glass.
He must have been taking some geometry classes because the angle that he had to put on that basketball off the glass for it to drop in, impressive.
Brett Tanner told us that's his bread and butter, the floating shot. Look at this thing.
Well, and when you're a little guard, at 5'9" is what McLean is listed at, you have to be creative to provide yourself the space for shots. And that's one of the things that, you're a small guard, you just have to do. Brett Tanner talked about his defensive abilities that have been coming on because when you don't have that length, you're not going to be able to guard as well as some others that are 6 feet, 6'2", but it's been working for him.
He He was caught on a hold on the last possession, defensive possession, and the foul. Howard missed in the 1-and-1, but now a steal. And Elliott for three, right side. A little quick at the shot clock, hits the front of the rim. Foul going the other way this time. Actually, check that, it'll stay on the ACU side. Mishai Hilda foul.
And the Vaqueros are in the bonus now, or they were on the last free throw set as well. But Howard back at the line.
Howard, a 72% free throw shooter on the year. Just shy of 9 points a game. The freshman out of California. Mission College Prep. That's where he played. He scored 16 twice this year. It's his career high.
Coming off a 14-point game, and the Vaqueros lost to Stephen F. Austin on Thursday.
This is an RGV team. Again, no one has started all 15 games for RGV this year. Coach Figger even made mention of, we're still trying to figure each other out, but we're playing better since we came back from our tournament in late November. Over the course of the last month, we've played a whole lot better. But still a roster trying to find themselves in a nice rhythm and a flow throughout 40 minutes. McLean zips one in, but nobody home, and it's a turnover.
Yeah, for UTRGV, Coach Figger said the results haven't shown it, but this feels like a much more coachable team, a team that has come a lot more together since in the 7 games since that tournament in late November. They're 2-5 in that stretch, the same 2-5 that they were before, but he feels like it's going to come. Start to break their way.
Freeman with some contact, no call, but lays it up off the glass, gets the nice friendly roll. RGV back up by 5. Matt trapped on the far side, whistle and a jump ball call. And a little tension in the building now. This was starting to heat up here late in the first half.
So we've seen a couple different defensive sets for RGV that they've thrown at ACU. We've seen man-to-man. We saw a 2-3 zone. They had a 3/4 court, 1-2-2 pressure zone that morphed back into the 2-3. And then this time, the past couple of trips down the floor, the Vaqueros are sending 2 guys at the ball handler, and that time coming up with the steal.
Freeman on the baseline gets a step. Shot up and good. It's a 7-point spread for the visiting team. And here's that half-court trap again. DeGrew on the near sideline. Steele into the paint, foul from behind. Free throws coming for Cam Steele. RGV, the hot hand. They have their largest lead here in the first half. Visitors, they lead by 7.
Needs more light bringers and courageous leaders who inspire us. Game changers and risk takers who never play small. Creative thinkers and God seekers who uplift us. You see, the future is ours to create. We hold it in our hearts. We mold it with our hands. We light the fire within.
WAC Vegas is back. The best fans, championship basketball, all in exciting Las Vegas. Join us March 13th through the 16th at the Orleans Arena for the 2024 Hercules Tires WAC Basketball Tournament. Don't miss the crowning of a men's and women's champion. For more information, go to wacsports.com/WACVegas.
There's a look at Abilene, Texas, and the beautiful campus of ACU. It's a little quiet right now, still in the holiday break. The students are coming back soon. And this place will be rocking. It's rocking today, but RGV right now, a 6-0 run over the last minute. They have their largest lead here in the first half at 40-33. 80 Penny alongside Evan Nemec. And Evan, you have to be impressed with RGV, already 40 points on the board here in the first half.
Hot shooting from both teams. 58% from the field for the Vaqueros. ACU at 54%. It's been a fast-moving first half so far.
Cam Steele out of the timeout at the line as he was fouled on the shot. And the senior again playing his 100th game today in a Wildcat uniform. 2 for 2 at the line. He's got 5. Madden and Diva both with 10 for the Wildcats. Brashear still leads the way with 8. Freeman also with 8 for RGV. I think this is a critical 3.5 minutes, really, for both teams. Can RGV keep ACU at arm's length, or can ACU shrink this deficit? There's a drive with the right hand. Booker says we'll keep him at arm's length. He's got 4.
And now some full court pressure. ACU wasn't ready for it. Cam Steele calls the timeout, but a look at Booker. Between the leg dribble, spin move there, got a little space. I mean, that was still good defense by DeGrew, but just better offense by Booker.
Timeout with the full court pressure at Evan. I feel like RGV's one step ahead of ACU as far as what we're going to do out of whatever situation happens. RGV is being proactive where ACU's having to be reactive right now.
It's taken ACU, 1 or 2 or 3 trips down the court to figure out whichever defense UTRGV is set up in. But credit the Vaqueros for throwing a lot at them.
Still the senior smart to call the timeout. Wildcats get a chance to reset. McLean, a quick breather, back in at the point guard spot. See if Bettiol gets a touch on the inside. It started so hot, hasn't touched it much here lately. Here's the lob pass. Deflected away, saved in bounds by Booker.
You got to remember the Vaqueros second in the conference in steals per game. I think they're top 20 in the country.
9.5 steals. Another look on the inside. Turnover by Freeman. Turnover number 8 here in the first half.
Yeah, look at it going down low. And it just took too many steps. That pivot foot, his left foot kind of stumbled off the ground.
Been almost 3 minutes without a field goal for the Wildcats. Whistle away from the basketball, and I think Brashear called with an off-the-ball foul. ACU in the bonus, so we'll see free throws coming. And it is on Brashear. No major foul trouble for RGV. Say does have 2 fouls. And that's it. Bettiol and Simmons both with 2 for the Wildcats. Madden at the line. That's the guy, if you're a Wildcat fan, you want at the line. 82% free throw shooter on the year. And 2 for 2 clip.
About 12 points for Hunter Jack Madden. And now ACU with a little pressure defense.
Abdul Hakeem works the right side. McLean another steal. Kavion's been in the passing lane a few times.
Yeah, the Vaqueros try to go for the mismatch inside against the much taller Abdul Hakeem. Good job by McLean to poke it free.
Now a mismatch here with Debo on this left corner. They can get the ball in his hands. Madden, step back from 18. Off the rim. Bettiol, an offensive rebound. He's fouled. Free throws coming here for Leo. When Debo had a mismatch in the corner, couldn't get him the basketball, but there you see Hunter Jack able to create some space. Bettiol's good position on the offensive board.
Yeah, Bettiol made sure that his defender wasn't able to box him out, wasn't able to move him off the block. And Betty all going up strong. That's one thing that Coach Tanner said that they want to see him work on a little bit more, is being stronger with the basketball, 2 hands on it. And after they went to him so many times in the first few minutes of the game, we haven't seen him get too many opportunities in the past 14, 15 minutes of the first half.
Boy, Brett Tanner was so high on him when we talked to him this week. 4 consecutive games in double figures, halfway there this time. This is the second, though. He's got 5. 4-point game. You see Alex Harut, number 21, in for RGV. Abdul Hakim runs the point with Diva. High school teammates. And Booker steps on the far sideline. Well, that's just a bad pass in half court. Unforced turnover. Turnover number 10.
He had no reason to throw it that far out. Brett Tanner getting out of the way.
It's been the free throw line that's been good for the Wildcats here in the last few minutes, without a field goal for 4 minutes. Didn't fall for Betty All.
It was a nice look inside to get it to him from McLean.
That's a good offensive set, just could not finish. About a 20-second difference. RGV can play 2 for 1 here on possessions if they want to. They'll have to hurry. Williams, step through, lost it, gets it back, puts it on the glass and in.
I'm surprised that he didn't shoot the ball and instead tried that step through like you said, and somehow grabbed it back.
Shot clock is off, last possession of the first half. McLean dribbles it out with Booker. Logo center of the floor. 6 on the clock. McLean into the paint. Floating shot off the glass is good. And that's how the first half will come to an end. Up and down here at the half. Halfway through, RGV. They've got a 4-point lead, 44-40 here in Abilene.
And welcome back to Abilene, Texas, the home of this WAC conference matchup. UTRGV leads 44-40. Coy Oslin, Chris Jarrett here to talk to you for the halftime show. And Chris, it has been an electric first half here in Abilene, Texas.
Yeah, and how about both teams just shooting the lights out of the basketball in the first half? You know, Coy, both these teams kind of floating right around 43, 44 of what they'll average a night. And then when you look at what UTRGV was able to do, 62% from the field, and the Wildcats 52%. So really good shooting by both of these teams. I think the difference that we've seen, though, and where the advantage that UTRGV has in the first half is the rebounds. 18 total rebounds to ACU's 8. So not a lot of missed shots, but the shots that are missed, they're being cleaned up by the glass by the opponent on the road. And so it's been a tough assignment. Only a 4-point lead right now, or a deficit for the Wildcats. But the rebounds, I think, have been huge.
Yeah, and you talk about that bench. Sherm Bashir for UTRGV. He has been electric, 8 points in less than 10 minutes off the bench. But, Chris, what's important is it hasn't been just a lucky shot for UTRGV. They are making the shots they want to make, and they're making those shots when they need to make them. That's what's important. They respond constantly to ACU's offensive attack.
Yeah, they've got a lot of different guys, 3 different guys with at least 3 shots to go down from the field. And one of them, and it was Bashir coming off of the bench. So they've gotten really good production by a lot of different guys. I think the 10 turnovers is a little messy. They'd like to probably clean that up a little bit. Wildcats have done a good job with just limiting it to 6. So the turnovers in favor of the home Wildcats there, but a lot of scores and the free throws as well. 9 for 11 for UTRGV at the charity stripe. So what you mentioned, they're getting depth, but they're getting the free points to go down as well.
Exactly. So an interesting thing in college sports that only happens in college sports today, ACU's women's team in Edinburgh takes down UTRGV, and 62-53, a big win for the Lady Wildcats. 3 players for ACU that had more than 10 points.
Yeah, they needed that one. It was a tough end to the non-conference there before the end of the new year. So this is a great way for the Wildcats and Julie Goodenough squad to get back in the win column. It's always tough to win on the road in this conference, right, Coy? And you look at that fourth quarter, 18-10 to close out the final frame and get that 9-point win. It did come down tight. How about the freshman Gracie Wornley, 13 points. She goes 5 for 5 from the stripes, and Addison Martin doing her thing again. 5 for 11 from the field, pulls down 7 boards. A really strong road win, and then you see there at the bottom, a tough one. Grand Canyon coming to town for the Wildcats, their next home game inside Moody.
All righty, well, that's it for the halftime show. Coy Austin, Chris Jared, we'll see you later.
And we get ready to start the second half here. The visitors, RGV, a 4-point lead. It's RGV 44 and ACU 40s. We welcome you back inside Moody Coliseum. Andy Penny alongside Evan Nimick. And Evan, the shooting was not the part in the first half that either team had to worry about, both over 50%. But the keys to victory for RGV are playing out. The ones we had are playing out here in the first half.
We talked about defending and rebounding, and so far they are plus 10 in rebounds. The defensive rebounding has been great. ACU only with 1 second chance point so far in that first half. And then bench contribution. The bench was almost non-existent for UTRGV when they played against Stephen F. Austin on Thursday. Well, so far, RGV has outscored ACU 14-5 on bench points, and it's led to a 44-40 lead for the Vaqueros.
Again, in the first half, 16 of 26 shooting. That's 61.5% for RGV. ACU shot 51.9. They were 14 of 27 there in that first half. 8 Vaqueros in the scoring column there in the first half. 2 in double figures for the Wildcats as Hunter Jack has 12 points and Ali Deba has 10. Wildcats will get the first possession here of half number 2, and the starting 5 are on the floor. Bettiol again to start today. His first start, check that, his 3rd start of the year. He'll start the second half. Debo will get the first look at the second half. He leaves it strong off the back of the rim. Abdul Hakim gets to the glass, gets it up and in. Still nobody in double figures for RGV, but Freeman, Abdul Hakim, and Brashear all with 8.
They have been spreading it around the floor. We thought Elijah Elliott would be a big part, and he's only scored 4 points in that first half. It's been a lot of everybody chipping in for the Vaqueros.
And a charge call here on Ali Debo. You'll see the bucket, though, by Abdul Hakim. Had it stripped and stayed with it. Got it up and in. Deba, the offensive foul. He now has 2. Not major foul problems, but Bettiol, Simmons, Deba all with 2 fouls. Freeman has 2 for RGV. He and Say have 2 fouls. Elliott, fadeaway shot. Too strong. And foul coming the other way. This one on RGV.
Fouls on the Vaqueros, number 14.
Elliott got some space, and then you see the push from behind on Dalen Williams from the Vaqueros.
That will be interesting to see here if Bettiol gets some touches on the inside.
Back-to-back
started
fouls.
so strong. I think the first, 3-4 possessions, it was get the ball to Leo on the block. Had some success there, but then the Wildcats went away from him.
You see here Simmons driving in, banging his way to the hoop, draws the foul.
There's a touch right on cue, and Bettiol fouled. Free throws coming.
Yeah, that was the game plan. It looked like to start the first half for ACU was going inside to Leo Bettiol. Had 10 points in ACU's last game against Western Kentucky. 5 in the first half today. And when we talked to Coach Tanner, as you see there, Bettiol was a guy that he was very excited for his progression, but also the future. Said the sky's the limit for Leo.
Some Guy who redshirted 2 seasons ago. Last year, Coach Tanner said we played him sparingly, but did that strategically to allow him to make the transfer to Division I college basketball, and now his minutes are starting to be extended. He's at 15 minutes a game. He's at 7 points today, 2 for 2 at the line there. RGV in the half court, you don't see them run many set plays. It's a lot of dribble penetration. That's what Abdul Hakim will try here, and he's fouled. Now Deba with 3, 2 here in the second half.
And that time it was Abdul Hakim against Deba, the old high school teammates, and I think they're talking on the free throw line before this shot.
He said you didn't have that move in high school. Where'd that come from?
Well, for UTRGV coach Matt Figure, I think he has to be really pleased with the way his team played in those first 20 minutes. Over the last half of that first half, the Vaqueros had the lead. ACU got it down to a few points a couple times, but it just felt like they were always at arm's length.
2 for 2 at the line. That's 8 consecutive games now. Abdul Hakim in double figures. He's got 10. JV Seat on the floor, looking at 3. Rebound coming over to us. Look out. Grant Boone, longtime voice of the ACU Wildcats. He's on the radio right to our right. Makes a play over here.
Yeah, fresh off the bench, JV Seat, not afraid to shoot.
Seat came in for Deba, who has those 3 personals. Seat, the sophomore out of Edmond, Oklahoma. 5 on the shot clock for Hunter Jack Madden. Bailed out with a foul as he drives to the bucket. And Abdul Hakim has his 3rd. So he talks about not much foul trouble, but now Abdul Hakim and Deba both with 3, and both with 17:48 left have to go to the bench. Rather have them down the stretch in a tight game. Madden well strong on this 3, and he left it long. ACU's 3 for 10 from deep today, but that one missed badly.
Yeah, the 3 ball hasn't been their calling card so far today. That was good defense by J.J. Howard, flying in, putting 2 hands in Madden's face.
48-42. RGV's largest lead today has been 7. They've led now for about the last 10 minutes. We went back and forth for a while. Here's a whistle and a charge call. Howard runs over Madden. Madden able to take the charge.
Very quickly, ACU is closing in on getting into the bonus already with 17.5 minutes to go in the game.
There's 5 team fouls on RGV in 2.5 minutes of the second half. This could be a free throw shooting contest down the stretch.
And the official's looking at Hunter Jack Madden, asking if he's bleeding on his hand. But I think we're good and set. Simmons comes back into the game, and Cam still, something isn't right with he's got a little hitch in his step. He's trying to gut it out.
He's really favoring that left ankle. Simmons back in. Seat with the seam. Long rebound out to Elliott. Elliott again a season low, 5 points versus SFA on Thursday. Just 4 in the first half here. It's been good balance for the Vaqueros today. Howard a little too strong on that contested layup. Seat will drive baseline. Shot fake, shot up, shot good. JV's first 2 today. He averages 3 a game. Brashear to try to answer, too strong. Howard misses. Boy, RGV wishes they had that one back. Madden strong to the bucket. 4 in a row to get back to a 2-point game. RGV no field goals the last 3 minutes. They're 0 for their last 4. Elliott, nice pass, reverse. Howard up and good.
No look pass there from Elliott on the drive. The Wildcat crowd had started getting into this, down to a 2-point game, and quiet them down a little bit there.
Elliott, a foul of McLean out in the open floor. Second half starts off just like the first half ended. Up and down the floor, RGV still the 4-point lead.
Vegas is back. The best fans, championship basketball, all in exciting Las Vegas. Join us March 13th through the 16th at the Orleans Arena for the 2024 Hercules Tires WAC Basketball Tournament. Don't miss the crowning of a men's and women's champion. For more information, go to wacsports.com/WACVegas.
Now, welcome home, Wildcats. Moody Coliseum, the longtime home of ACU basketball, is back.
This is the premier ACU Wildcat offense. Look at that gem.
RGV, the 4-point lead, 50-46. Evan, here's a look again at the standings we talked about in the pregame. One of these teams trying to springboard their WAC season. The other one's going to dig a big, big hole.
And for ACU, their next game is at Grand Canyon on Thursday, and you see GCU up at the top of the standings. And so a loss today would put ACU at 0-3. I'm not saying beating Grand Canyon's impossible, but you're in danger of going 0-4 to start conference play. And this is a marathon, 20 games in conference this year for the WAC. So for either team, you know, a loss here today, it doesn't kill their season, but it'll give them a lot of urgency to get back in the hunt.
Not only Grand Canyon next on the schedule, but the next 3 on the road for the Wildcats. Steva, backdoor cut, nice assist from Simmons. At Grand Canyon, at Cal Baptist, at Tarleton in a rivalry game. So the next 2-week stretch, certainly tough here for ACU. There's a look at a 3, Brashear, too strong this time. Started hot, he's cooled off. Chance to tie. Our last tie came at 7.5 minutes of the first half. RGV has led since then. DeGrew lost his footing, but he's pushed. I believe that's team foul number 7. We'll shoot free throws the rest of the half. Let's look at that backdoor cut again. Simmons to Diva.
That's something that Simmons has done a lot here at ACU. He does have great court vision, and I think he has the ability to sense when his teammates are going to cut to the bucket. And like you said, 15:28 to go in the second half. The rest of the way, ACU is shooting free throws.
Last year in Edinburgh, RGV shot 48 free throws and 103-86 win versus the Wildcats down in Edinburgh. ACU might have the chance to do the same. Nasir DeGrew makes the first. Chance to tie, and he does. Half 100 for both teams. A lot of basketball to play. Elliott far side. Stutter step. Booker, fire from 3. Got it! Ice in the veins for C.J. Booker. He's got 7. First one from deep, still perfect from the field. Simmons on a drive. That's his bread and butter. That's what he does best. Arion hasn't scored much today, but he's got 2 there.
Yeah, his first bucket of the game, had 2 free throws in the first half. He's a guy who shouldn't be settling for the 3-point shot.
Freeman misses another chippy on the inside. Diva found the open floor, more free throws coming. Another look at Arion. Boy, it's hard to stop it. 6'5", 265, get that train rolling.
Yeah, that's the first thing you notice about him is his size, and then I think the second thing you notice about him is his agility at that size. You know, he is a round guy, but has a great athleticism about him.
Foul was on Aaron Freeman, his 3rd. So Abdul Hakim and Freeman now both with 3 fouls. Deep in the 1-and-1. Wildcats are 13 of 15 at the line today. RGV is 11 of 13, so good foul shooting on both sides. Now Madden a foul in the open floor. Abdul Hakim has 10, Brashear has 8, Freeman has 8, Howard has 8, Booker right behind with 7. So getting good balance today. RGV was 78 points versus SFA on Thursday, but only 9 of those came from the bench. Today they have 17. Bedio a block at the rim. Boy, Matt Figger wanted a goaltend. And now DeGrew the other way, left it short. Bedio. And DeGrew, another opportunity. Pass to Bedio. Pass too tall.
AC wanted a hold there on Say, and we'll get a look at UTRGV coming down here. Wanted a goaltending on Bedial.
Soft full court pressure from the Wildcats to burn some shot clock. Just 20 to work with. Abdul Hakim back on the floor. Up strong, got the nice friendly roll. He's got 12, and he's perfect from the floor, 5 for 5. DeGrew to answer, he misses, but he'll go to the line, shoot 2 more. Abdul Hakim 5 for 5, 2 for 2 from the floor, he's got 12.
Yeah, he's a really strong driver to the cup and can create his own shot as well. Coming off an 18-point game in the Vaqueros' loss against Stephen F. Austin. He's gone over 20 points 3 times this season.
DeGrew back to the stripe. The sophomore from New Orleans, the transfer from LSU Eunice. DeGrew as a point guard, he's averaging right at 15 minutes a game. He's only turned the ball over 10 times all season long. For a point guard, highly impressive. 2 for 2 at the line. Wildcats show 2-3 zone. Say in the short quarter, pass deflected. Madden the steal, 3 on 2. All the way to the rim, he's blocked. Diva stays with it, whistle, foul call. Huge block, Abdul Hakim, but numbers in the favor of the Wildcats. A second chance opportunity and more free throws coming.
Yeah, great active hands by ACU on defense to create the steal. And then this is just a wild chase at the bucket.
A foul, I believe, on Williams. He now has 3. Check that, it's on Say, who also has 3. Williams has 3, Say has 3. Divas tied us up. Wildcats trying to get back on the leading side, and they will.
The first lead for ACU since 10.5 minutes left in the first half. It's been a long time where UTRGV had the advantage, and it was, you know, I think the largest was 7 points in that first half. but just far enough from ACU to get back in it, and now a lead for the Wildcats.
Williams, nice find of Abdul Hakim down the baseline. Weak spot in the 2-3 zones at the free throw line. That's where Williams was able to get. Abdul Hakim down the baseline, able to finish. Back and forth we go, and almost a steal on the near sideline.
That's the aggressiveness that we have talked about of the Vaqueros defense. Both teams working in a 2-3 zone right now.
RGV back to a 2-3 zone look. Simmons in the center of it. Up strong with the left hand, misses. Tapped out to Elliott, no numbers. Although Freeman on his way to the bucket, gets it up and good. Chance for a three-point play.
Well, he had a full head of steam coming this way, and there was no Wildcat that was going to be able to slow down the basketball.
And Freeman, the trailer. There's really no numbers there for RGV in transition, but Elliott finds the trailer Freeman, who gets it up and in. Fouls on Seat, his second. Freeman has joined Abdul Hakim in double figures. Misses the free throw. Diva, a quick breather, back on the floor. Seat checks out. Betty all a touch in the paint. Whistle, and I believe another foul on the inside. Free throws coming for the Wildcats when we come out of the break. RGV still up by 3 here in Abilene. 92-73, and Utah Valley the better of Southern Utah. A few other games today: Cal Baptist, Seattle, Grand Canyon, Utah Tech also on the schedule around the WAC today. Tarleton, the odd man out today. No game for the Texans of Tarleton here today. Foul right before the timeout was on Freeman. Freeman with 4. Foul trouble beginning to be a factor here for the Vaqueros. And ACU in the double bonus the rest of the way. 11:55 still on the clock.
And so far, after those 2 free throws from Betty, all ACU has made him pay. 18, got a 21 at the line.
RGV's made their last 3 field goals. That'll come to an end as Elliott's short on the 3. Elliott still just with 4 points today. Team leader in scoring at 15. His teammates have come through for him. Now a steal and a chance on a breakout. He'll go up strong and he's fouled. Free throws coming here for Elijah Elliott.
A lazy pass from Hunter Jack Madden. A quick move there from Elliott. Lost it himself. Regains possession, going up strong against Madden. And now he's got a chance at the line.
Elliott again, the WAC newcomer of the week this past week. 21 points versus Incarnate Word last weekend. Best stat I saw of Elijah Elliott, his Houston Yates high school team, 21 consecutive games of 100 points or more. On the high school level, that's getting up and down the floor in a hurry.
You rarely see that in high school because it's 4 8-minute quarters.
Yep.
There's not a lot of time to score that many points. You're talking about pressure defense, early offense.
And I'm just going to guess some of those opponent scores were probably in the teens and 20s
Yeah.
and 30s along the way. 1 of 2 at the line, RGV. Still the 3-point lead. Kavion McLean at the point. He's got it in the logo, center circle. Simmons, left elbow, he's got it. Well, as impactful as Arion's been today, that's just 6 points. 2 of 5 from the floor. Wildcats at 48% as a team. RGV still plus 50. They're at 55% today, 22 of 40. Williams up and under, too strong. Diva the loose basketball near corner. Good job by Williams to contest Bettiol's shot there. Save, bounce pass across the paint. Elliott blocked. Stay with RGV. Again, here's Arion. Talked about his game. He's been driving to the basket, but nice easy jump shot here from the left side.
Yeah, ACU found the opening in the zone. They have tried to go to the that middle, the center of the zone. Go to the high post, hopefully find an option in the short corner.
A foul here, Mashai Hill, who had just checked in for Arion. Fouls Abdul Hakim. Team foul number 6, so no free throws yet, unless they call that on the shot, which they do. It's been a perfect day thus far for Abdul Hakim. 6 of 6 from the field. 2 of 2, make it 3 of 3 at the line.
He's making all of his opportunities count.
Transfer from the College of Southern Idaho.
Along with his teammate, Dalen Williams.
29-2 in his last year at Southern Idaho. Cam Steele nursing that ankle, but he's back on the floor. Diva with a drive, dish, Elliott the steal, 2-on-2. Gets to the rim with the left hand, left side with the right hand.
Impressive speed with the basketball. Usually a guy without the basketball is going to be faster than the one dribbling it. Elliott proved that wrong on that trip.
He's got 7, it's a 5-point lead. McLean to try to answer, and he will. The floating jump shot's been impressive today.
Yeah, we've seen it several times from McLean, driving in quickly and then able to pop up real high in the air in the soft touch.
He's got 8. Well, Evan, I feel like this has been the script that's played out for the Wildcats as a travel here. But this seems like it's been the narrative all season long. Tightly contested games coming down the wire.
It comes down to who can finish it the best. You see Elliott driving all the way coast to coast.
Madden will drive baseline with some contact. Now to McLean, into the paint, bounce pass to Bettiol. Can't finish. Boy, Brett Tanner wanted a call there, didn't get it. Williams up and under, and he's fouled by Steele.
Yeah, Steele thought that he got the block there, and I think they're going to call him for getting the ball and the arm.
Well, valiant effort by Steele today. You can tell he's hurting. That ankle is not at 100%, but he's given some minutes. Simmons can get a breather. Simmons ready to check back in as Williams leaves it short.
And now for the Wildcats, number 23, Arion Simmons.
I think, Evan, this 5 you see on the floor will have to play the majority of this last 8.5 minutes. Williams has 7, RGV the 4-point lead. Abdul Hakim leads all scores with 16. Freeman has 10. Madden and Diva both with 14 for ACU. McLean lost the dribble and a turnover. Booker, 3, right corner, too strong. There's Diva in the open floor. Haven't seen it much second half. A lot of contact, no whistle. Now Booker on a drive. Elliott to the rim. No good, but a foul call.
Well, we could hear the RGV coaches telling them to push the pace, and they did it there.
Timeout on the floor, RGV. They're hanging on to that 4-point lead as we go under 8. RGV, the 4-point lead, 65-61, 7:46 remaining. Andy Penny alongside Evan Nimitz. You get a look inside Moody Coliseum and the newly renovated Moody Coliseum. Boy, it looks good around the perimeter. Evan is just one of those games, again, we talked about the narrative for ACU. It feels like all season long has been, we're going to play you down to the stretch. Now what can the Wildcats do here in the last 8 minutes?
Well, first off, they need to figure out attacking that 2-3 zone from Rio Grande Valley. And they've tried to go to Bettyall a couple times inside. I'd like to see something from Hunter Jack Madden of spotting up for a three-pointer, I think.
Elliott misses both free throws. Both teams in the bonus now. ACU already shooting 2 with every foul. RGV will shoot the 1-and-1 at least one more time. Simmons a touch in the paint to a cutting Diva. Got it up and in.
I could see the eye contact between those two right there. Simmons, you know, he had a chance at shooting a shot there and making his way to the cup, but saw Diva racing in, and he was able to just muster it over the rim.
Darion's 4th assist today. I feel like all 4 have been backdoor cuts to Diva. Williams with 10 on the shot clock. Elliott out top. Has to shoot with 2. And it's up and good. Abdul Hakim, but a whistle on the far side. Abdul Hakim got it up and in prior to the shot clock going to 0.
Yeah, you can see the shot clock stopped right now with 1/10 of a second. I was expecting to hear the buzzer here.
I'm not sure why the official blew the whistle, but Abdul Hakim, an offensive rebound, puts it back up and in, but a whistle on the far side.
I think they're gonna, I mean, maybe did the shot clock stop itself before it got to 0? The officials are looking at the replay right now.
That could be the only thing in question because it looked like Abdul Hakim got it up in plenty of time for the 2 points to count, but the officials will look on the far side.
After a ferocious pace and fantastic shooting from both teams in that first half, it's come down a little bit here in the second half. ACU only shooting 35% in the second half. UTRGV at 39%.
Here's a look at that replay again. You can see the shot clock on the far end. Might not be able to see it with all the traffic out in front, but it looks like Abdul Hakim gets it up and in. And the way that the teams are running down to the other end of the floor, it looks like the basket will count. So that is confirmed here. Inadvertent whistle on the far side. Anticipated the shot clock violation, which did not happen.
Gotcha.
But the shot went up and in. Basket counts. Abdul Hakim has 18. RGV has led by this 3 or 4 point margin the majority of this second half. Simmons down the paint. He's got it up and good.
Wow, up and under move by Arion Simmons. Nicely done there.
He's inching close to double figures. Booker to try to answer, and he will. Booker, the shot up and good. A timeout from Matt Figger. You can see Arion again. Evan, I think every possession, Deba and Simmons will get a touch down the stretch.
It seems like they play so well together. Yeah, I thought Simmons was going to go for the left side layup, and Sid comes back over and up and under on the right side.
Got a timeout on the floor here. 6:20 to go. RGV still on top by 4. .620 left in Abilene. RGV the 4-point lead at 69-65. A.D. Penny alongside Evan Nimick. We thought 75 would be the number today. That's what both teams average, right at 75. It might be a little higher than that today, but I think we're going down to the stretch. As Deba will squeeze that deficit down from 4 to 2 as he drives to the bucket. I think every possession here for the Wildcats, Deba and Simmons will get a touch down the stretch.
Those have been the two guys to make it happen throughout the game consistently.
Abdul Hakim on his way to the bucket, steps on the baseline. It's a turnover. Turnover number 14. Here's a look again at Ollie with a seam.
Yeah, had his defender go over the screen. Deba went under, had an open alley to the hole. Now 17 points for Ali Deba.
Got it on the drive again. To Simmons, floating shot, short. Whistle though, contact and a foul. If that's on Say, it's his 4th. Nope, check that, it's on Williams, it's his 4th. Williams with 4 and Freeman with 4 for RGV. Nobody there yet for ACU. Simmons rattles out the first, no good. Arion just a 56% free throw shooter. Missed the both. Williams the rebound. ACU 18 of 23 at the line today. RGV is 15 of 22. Abdul Hakim misses with a tip on the backside. Freeman's got it good. The rebound advantage still the way of the Vaqueros, 30 to 23. Bettiol in the paint. Floating hook with the right hand.
Nice move there by Bettiol.
Third Wildcat double figures. He's got 10.
After a hot start, he cooled down a little bit. They tried to go back to him at the beginning of the second half. Made his own shot there.
Foul out in the open floor, top of the key. And McLean the foul here on Abdul Hakim. Just like we talked for ACU, it's Deba and Simmons. I think it's Abdul Hakim and Elliott on this end for RGV. This is a 1-and-1.
That's the first time that Abdul Hakim has missed from the line so far today.
Simmons on a drive, draws the contact and the foul. If that's Freeman, he has fouled out. His day is done.
And it is. Yeah, just those hands were nowhere near straight up in the air. And smart move by Simmons to go at him.
Freeman's day comes to an end with 12 points, 5 of 8 from the field, 3 rebounds. He will have to watch the last 4.5 from the bench. Say is back in. Simmons another miss at the line.
Yeah, this is not his game right here. Brett
Tanner will make the point guard switch here as DeGrew has checked in. McLean is checked out. Simmons 1 for 2 this time. It's a 1-point game with 4.5 to go. Elliott with the screen. Pick and roll to Say, and he finishes with the left hand.
That's a guy who doesn't score a lot of points, only averaging 2 on the year, but he played that pick and roll perfectly there.
Quality minutes off the bench again for the Vaqueros. Skip pass to Diva. 3 in the left corner, rattles it home. We're tied at 73. Wildcats have made their last 5 field goals.
Monster shot there from Diva.
Elliott with the dribble, lost the dribble, far sideline. Under 4 we go. We are right where we started. The last 3.5 should be a good one. Come back, won't you? We're tied in Abilene.
Vegas is back. The best fans, championship basketball, all in exciting Las Vegas. Join us March 13th through the 16th at the Orleans Arena for the 2024 Hercules Tires WAC Basketball Tournament. Don't miss the crowning of a men's and women's champion. For more information, go to wacsports.com/WACVegas.
ACUTV is really special because you have an opportunity to dive in and to get started day one.
You could start out on camera or you could start out in the studio, but if you want to direct or if you want to TD or if you want to operate cameras or do replays, you have the opportunity to do all of that and learn.
If you have any love or any interest in TV or just really want to find a community of people who want to work hard and follow their passions, that's what ACUTV is.
Well, 36 minutes have not determined who the victor will be today. We got 3.5 to go. We are deadlocked, 73 apiece. Both teams trying to get off the mat in Western Athletic Conference play. ACU at 0-2, RGV at 0-3. Opportunity to springboard what's ahead for the rest of January and February. Wildcats get the first possession, under 4. Simmons, shot fake, fouled hard by Say. Free throw's coming. Good dribble penetration to get the ball into the hands of Arion. And a good foul, in my opinion, by Say to force Simmons to go to the line and earn it.
Well, that's true. Simmons 3 for 6 on the day, but he's 1 for 4 out of his last 4 free throws.
Senior in his 5th season, playing his 136th game for the Wildcats. Free throw good. He's the 4th Wildcat in double figures now with 10. Wildcats play with the lead. 1 for 2 at the line. Williams the rebound.
And this is something that UTRGV hasn't done in a long time, and that's play from behind. I think for them, it's got to be go to Abdul Hakim.
Say with a touch. Uses the left hand, has it knocked out of his left hand. Bettiol, defensive play. Hunter Jack to the bucket. Free throws coming.
See Madden driving in. Howard trying to plead his case.
That's the 3rd on Howard.
I'm surprised that the Vaqueros went to say down low that time, and but at 7 feet tall, there's not much excuse for getting the ball poked away. It should be a lot higher, out of reach.
Matt and the guy Brett Tanner wants at the charity stripe and misses the first. 20 of 28 now for the Cats at the line. Make it 20 of 29. It's a dry trip. 1 point lead for the Wildcats. Abdul Hakim right side. He's been the hot hand with 18. Works the two-man game with Say. Lost the dribble. Back-to-back trips with turnovers.
Can ACU cash in here?
McLean dribbles out top. 15 on the shot clock. Into the paint. The floating shot. It's up and good again. Put a patent on that shot and a trademark for Kavion McLean.
Well,
He's got 10.
He levitated in the air there for a second, created an open look.
He's the 5th Wildcat double figures. Abdul Hakim to try to answer. Contact and a whistle.
Yeah, that's the right move there for Abdul Hakim, because the officials have been rewarding players that are driving to the cup in the second half.
There's Kavion again, the floating shot. One-handed jumper with the right hand. 5 Wildcats in double figures now as Kavion joins them. Diva with 21, Madden 14, Simmons, Bettiol, McLean, all with 10. Abdul Hakim, point number 19 for RGV. He's got 19. Freeman has 12. Freeman is fouled out. Booker with 9, Howard with 8. Brashear has 8. 1 for 2 trip. Say had a hand on the rebound, but Simmons corrals it. Wildcats by 2, under 2 we go. This is familiar territory for the Wildcats, but they've been on the downside of these tight games here in the first few months. Simmons to the bucket, whistle and a charge call. The basket fell, but the offensive foul here on Simmons.
Driving hard.
Howard takes the charge. The home crowd not a fan of that call.
Coach Tanner's trying to get his players to focus on the next play, and that's getting defense, getting a defensive stop here.
Chance to tie or take the lead with a 3. Elliott directs traffic. Whistle, travel call.
We'll see it right here. Watch his feet.
Cleared the floor for one-on-one, and yep, he just shuffled the pivot foot before the dribble. McLean into the paint, floating shot. Too strong this time. RGV's got it. Down by 2, we'll hit the 1 minute mark. Howard on a drive. Falls off the front rim, and Bettiol has it. Secures it for the Wildcats. RGV can still play this possession out defensively. Bettiol behind the defense. Layup on the left side. A Brett Tanner timeout. It's a 2-possession game with 47 seconds left.
Big lapse in concentration there for the Vaqueros. Bettiol, no one around him. And that's a huge bucket to make it a 4-point game.
And now a 2-possession game with 47 left. RGV's gonna have to go in a hurry. We say in a hurry. They've got a full possession here if they want to use it, but I think their styles to get to the rim and try to create 2, 3, maybe even 4 possessions here in the last 47 seconds.
Well, I think the last time we went down the court, we saw maybe the downside of them not having a lot of half-court plays and just letting them go to the bucket, because there was not much cohesion, much thought, it looked like, behind the drive.
Wildcats have made 7 of their last 8 field goals. Get this, both teams shooting the exact same field goal percentage, 52%, 27 of 52 from the floor. But Betty All, the big layup to make it a 4-point lead. Home crowd on their feet here at Moody Coliseum.
As we mentioned, somebody is going to still be winless in conference play after this.
Elliott runs the show. Abdul Hakim on his way to the bucket. Out to Howard for 3. Got it! Back to a 1-point game and a Vaquero timeout. Clutch shot, J.J. Howard in the right corner.
So that time ACU decides to double Hakeem Abdul on his way to the cup. He's able to spin around and find the open man in the corner, and it's J.J. Howard. He's over 10, he's into double-digit scoring now for UTRGV, and a 1-point game. This is going to be an interesting situation here. 33.4 seconds, so you've got 3 seconds more than the shot clock, but you can't let ACU run it down all the way.
I was about to say, I don't think you can play the full defensive possession here. Just not enough time left offensively to try to do something. Brashear is checking in for RGV. He'll be on the floor out of the timeout.
And the officials are also at the monitor, I think, confirming that this is a 3-pointer and not a 2-point shot.
Either way, Howard now in double figures. If it stays at a 3, he has 11. RGV has led for 27 minutes today. ACU just 8 of those. But down the stretch, Wildcats against 7 of their last 8 field goals. It does stay as a 3. 78-77, 33 seconds left. 9 ties, 11 lead changes. RGV shows full court pressure.
Well, Simmons is
foul in the backcourt.
Oh, that's the guy that RGV wants to foul, is Arion Simmons, and they thought that they were about to get a steal there.
Boy, a break there. The whistle blew, the foul was called, and the pass was stolen. Let's see.
I mean, you see 3 defenders come right towards Arion Simmons.
Wildcats may have caught a break. Will walk the floor. Simmons to shoot 2 free throws. Arion 4 of 8 at the line today.
And as well as ACU started from the free throw line, they are 1 for 8 from their last 8 shots at the line. Most of those have been by Simmons.
First one rattles out. Either way, RGV will get a chance in a 1-possession game. Unless an offensive rebound.
Simmons slow to get up, look up. He's grimacing in some pain.
Second one good. 2-point game with 31 left. Anticipate a timeout in the front court. And there it is, Matt Figger, a timeout. 79-77.
And that is the Vaqueros' final timeout.
79-77, RGV a chance with their possession here. They've got a full shot clock, 26 still on it, but a full possession here. What's your strategy here if you're Matt Figger?
I think it's Hassan Abdul Hakim going to the cup, or he creates contact. He's a great free throw shooter. We've seen that so far today. To me, it's get him to drive. Last time he drove and was able to kick out to an open shooter in the corner, and Howard hit the 3. I think it has to start with Abdul Hakim, the ball in his hands.
Elliott, Abdul Hakim, I think you're right, but man, what a kick it was to Howard just a moment ago. The third option, or at least what we were calling the third option. ACU thought the same as the rotation defense came to the inside. Howard buried the 3, and now a 3 gives the Vaqueros the lead. They're not shooting it great today, 5 of 16, but Howard in the clutch on the last possession. For the Wildcats, it's McLean, Madden, Diva, Bettiol, and Simmons. Williams, Abdul Hakim, Elliott, Say, and Howard. And Freeman has fouled out.
Watch for Abdul Hakim. He's going to inbound it. They might give it right back to him.
Elliott picked up by McLean. 15 on the shot clock. Elliott reset. 8 on the shot clock. One-on-one with McLean. 3, top of the key. Too strong. Simmons has the board. Will walk the floor and shoot free throws with 3.6 left.
A great job by the ACU defense to deny Abdul Hakim. And it seemed like that was the play because Elliott had some other options and was just not going to him. Say was open off the pick and roll. Didn't feed him down low, and then I think he just got too late into the shot clock, and Elliott figured he was going to have to do it himself.
Quality defensive possession. Have to settle for the long 3, top of the key. Simmons 5 for 10 at the line. He's got 2 more. Rattles out. RGV will get a chance with 3.6 left. Brett Tanner, a timeout. He wants to talk to his Wildcats. And if this is what Western Athletic Conference play is going to be like for over the course of the next 2 months, you better buckle up, Evan Nimick. It's going to be a fun ride.
Well, remember the way both teams are coming into WAC play. ACU at 0-2 in the conference, UTRGV at 0-3. So a pivotal game for this one. Whoever loses puts themselves in a mighty big hole to start out.
Okay, so let's play a scenario here. Let's say Simmons makes the second. It's a 3-point game. Are you the coach that fouls with only 2 free throws, or do you play it out?
I think from watching Coach Tanner there in the huddle, I think he's just saying, look, don't. I think he's saying don't foul. I think he is. The risk of fouling the 3-point shooter is too great for him. You know, looking at the demeanor of Arion Simmons, I know he's frustrated with himself. He's just trying to. I've seen him walk to the line the last few times, and he's trying to set himself, go into his same rhythm. But this free throw right here would make it a 3-point game.
Wildcat players not in the lane here for a rebound attempt. So RGV will get a chance. Simmons at the line. It's a 3-point game.
They take Diba out. DeGrew in for ACU.
3.5 to work with. Pass up the floor, into the corner. Elliott at the buzzer. He rattles it home. Overtime in Abilene. Elijah Elliott in the far corner. Look at Abdul Hakim on the inbounds, well past the baseline, but no whistle.
Yeah, look at that shoe right there. That's over the line. They showed it on the video board here at Moody.
I'm not sure that's reviewable. And Elijah Elliott hits the 3 at the buzzer. We go to overtime.
Well, the officials are at the monitor. Like you said, I don't know if they are looking at that or if there are tenths of a second still on the clock.
The ACU coaching staff was all over it when it happened in real-time action. You can see even the next step. And
oh man, way over the line.
The officials are at the scores table on the far side. Officials will check Elliott the 3 to tie it up at 80. Officials coming over to.
Unfortunately, we cannot re-referee the play, okay? We can't re-referee out of bounds play. We're looking for the judge and to see if there's time filled up on the clock.
So the officials with the call there, that is an unreviewable play, so the play will play out. Now the officials seeing if it is a three-point shot by Elliott in the far corner. And if it is, we head to overtime. However you look at it, what a clutch shot by Elijah Elliott.
They're going to put some time back on the clock. 0.3 seconds, so really nothing there for ACU to work with because you need more than that to catch and shoot. This would only be a tip and going the length of the court. This isn't going to work for them. We're going to go to overtime. Unfortunate for ACU that that call is not able to be changed.
0.3 seconds on the clock. Wildcats will have to go the length of the floor here with 0.3. Saluse in the face of Arion Simmons. Baseball pass. And we'll head to overtime. Elijah Elliott, clutch three on the last possession. 80 apiece. RGV at ACU. 5 more minutes on the clock. We'll have them for you. WAC basketball is right here on ESPN. $40 minutes, not enough to determine a winner today. We head to overtime, tied at 80, RGV and ACU. Wildcats have played in overtime this year, a double overtime loss to Stephen F. Austin in the WAC opener back in December. This is the first extra period for the Vaqueros here this season. First possession will go the way of the visitor. Begin to reset. Freeman and Williams have both fouled out. Abdul Hakim has not. He's got the first two in the extra frame. 21 for the junior. Deba has 4 fouls for the Wildcats. He's the only ACU player with 4 fouls. Bettiol, floating hook shot. He's got it.
Every period, first half, second half, overtime has started with going to Leo Bettiol inside.
Both teams in the double bonus. We shoot 2 free throws the rest of the way on every defensive foul. With Elliott's 3, he now in double figures with 10. He's the 4th Vaquero to get there today. He'll drive this time, off the glass and good.
Boy, he had a slow start to this game. And of course, that three-pointer there at the buzzer is sparking him here.
13th double-figure game of the year. Deba to try to answer, and he will. Deba's got 23. Elliott right back. Too strong. Feel the tension in the building? I tell you.
Back inside.
Bettiol with Say. Contact and a charge.
How about Say there, knowing he has 4 fouls and standing up to take the charge?
That's an isolation play, and I think because of that very reason, Say with 4 fouls. Bettiol, though, the charge. Again, no free throws on an offensive foul, but possession does change hands to RGV. 84 apiece. Brashear back in, started hot, hasn't played much here in the second half. Abdul Hakim with 10 on the clock with his high school teammate Deba. Floating shot too strong, Simmons has the board. Simmons closing in on a double-double, 12 points, 8 rebounds. And last touch by RGV.
Great hustle by both sides there. And Simmons was coming in a little too fast to handle that pass from McLean.
RGV asking for a review of the call.
Well, they're going to wipe up perspiration from Arion Simmons that he left on the court.
The officials will make another review. They'll go to the far sideline and take a review. Every possession critical here down the stretch. 12 ties, 12 lead changes. RGV took control of this one with about 8 minutes left in the first half. Their largest lead today has been 7, but they've had a 2 to 4 point lead the majority of the second half. We got back to even for about the last 10 minutes of the second half, and then obviously even at the end of regulation.
Yeah, ECU's biggest lead has only been 4. This has been a back and forth game. Neither team has really gone on a great run either. I mean, this has been driving to the hoop, fast break opportunities for both teams. It's been an exciting basketball game to watch, and then a fantastic three-pointer at the end of regulation by RGV to send us into overtime.
Possession arrow faces the Wildcats as well. Here's a look again at ACU's upcoming schedule. All the more reason why today is so critical. The next 3 on the road, and they're not easy. Grand Canyon, Cal Baptist, Tarleton, before returning home to UT Arlington and Utah Tech. Same can be said for RGV. They are back at home, but Seattle U's playing really good right now in the WAC. Utah Valley, and then on the road at UTA. Back at home for Tarleton and Cal Baptist. So 4 of the next 5 at home. But all the more critical, again, RGV already at 0-3 in conference. They played on Thursday where ACU did not. Wildcats at 0-2. The next 2:44 is a springboard for one of these teams. Possession will stay with the Wildcats after the review. We'll get one more look at it here on the screen. McLean runs the point, 15 on the shot clock. Simmons, 3, short. Booker the rebound. RGV settles to run the half-court set. Booker's on the floor for Howard right now. 10 on the clock for Elliott. Whistle and a travel. Turnover number 18 for the Vaqueros today.
Yeah, good call there. Elliott didn't want the pick and roll and shuffled his feet. And Howard will come back in for Booker for the Vaqueros.
Say is still on the floor with those 4 fouls. See if Bettiol has a chance to get a touch on the inside. Diva will drive. Contact out on the drive. Nonetheless, it's double bonus, 2 free throws as Elliott picks up his 4th. Diva today with 23 points, 2 of 3 at the line. Left the first one short. Coming off his career high 25 last week versus Western Kentucky.
Well, the Wildcats have been cold from the free throw line since really the start of the second half.
That trip goes dry. Under 2 we go, tied at 84.
Some missed opportunities from both teams in the overtime.
All 5 Vaqueros around the perimeter, nobody on the inside. Booker with McLean. 8 on the shot clock. In the hands of Elliott. Desperation three. Got some contact on the shot fake, but no call. And the outlet pass stolen right back.
Simmons thought he had Diva heading the other way. And now the Vaqueros have another chance.
Elliott again, entry pass off the mark. It's a turnover. Unforced turnovers by both teams. ACU fortunate there, not a foul call, but then give it right back on the turnover. RGV does the same on the entry pass. 1 minute left in Abilene, first overtime. Madden turnaround shot, got it to go.
He had 12 points in the first half, only 2 in the second. We haven't heard from him much. It's been Diva and Simmons, and what a big shot there to give ACU the lead.
Abdul Hakim to try to answer. Left it short. Last touch by RGV. ACU has possession. Look at Hunter Jack again. Fortunate to keep that pivot foot, but he did on the turnaround.
He kind of lost control a little bit and got that shot to fall. So now 2-point lead for ACU, 35 seconds on the clock. A similar situation that they had in regulation.
Brett Tanner, a timeout far side.
Timeout, ACU.
Madden was in a tough spot, had already used his dribble. So 86-84, 5-second difference, shot clock, game clock. And Evan, I think it's similar to the end of regulation. I don't think RGV has time to play out this defensive possession.
No.
Maybe try a steal and a trap off the first pass, and then I think, especially the way ACU shot foul shots here lately, I think the right decision might be to send the Wildcats to the line.
Definitely. I'm interested to see if they'll have Simmons inbound here, because he's been very cold from the line. And that's the guy that the Vaqueros will look to foul. He's only a 56% free throw shooter coming into the game. You see both coaches drawing it up and going through the scenarios with their teams.
Both teams still over 50% shooting today, which is phenomenal. RGV at 51%, ACU at 54%. Almost as good as the free throw shooting today. RGV at 64%, ACU at 63, 22 of 35. Majority of those misses have been here in the clutch.
Yeah, a few more makes by ACU and we would not be playing right now.
Diva with 23, Madden with 16, Bettiol 14, Simmons with 12 and 9 rebounds. McLean has 10. Abdul Hakim has 21. Elliott 12. Freeman 12. Howard with 11. Booker with 9. Brashear with 8. 86-84.
UTRGV has done pretty much what we thought they needed to do to win. Plus 10 in points off the bench. Their rebounding has been there as well. Right here, they need to get a foul, hope for some missed free throws, and then I don't know if you drive to the cup right away for UTRGV, you're gonna have to go a quick shot either way.
Elliott and Say have 4 fouls, both on the floor here for RGV. Bettiol and Diva the same for the Wildcats. Diva, the entry pass, off of Bettiol's leg. It's a turnover back to RGV. That's what RGV needed.
Yeah, they are second in the conference in steals for a reason. That's a very difficult bounce pass to try to make there by Diva, because Bettiol is right up close to the line anyways.
Yeah, it's right off the leg, unless Say touches it on his way out, which I don't think he does.
Yeah, and I don't think Abdul Hakim touched it at all.
Okay, Evan, so let's say this will be RGV possession. 2 to tie, 3 to win, but it was the three-point shot late in regulation. Howard a big three, Elliott a big three. Do you look to go from deep, or do you get a touch on the inside?
Well, that was a set play that they ran at the end of regulation, and a long pass and then a secondary pass that got him that open look. To me, I think it's Abdul Hakim going inside, but my only worry for the Vaqueros is Elliott. Sometimes he gets a tendency to try to make it happen himself.
Shot clock is turned off with 28 seconds left. Booker gives to Howard. Three-man weave. Abdul Hakim in the paint. No good. Whistle to foul. Free throws coming.
That's a little late on the whistle. Bettiol gets called with it. I saw his hand right on the basketball. Late on the whistle. Bettiol gets called with it. I saw his hand right on the basketball. You get Abdul Hakim with some momentum coming to the cup, and I think Bettiol might have also got some arm as well as ball.
Taking a hand on the forearm. Draws the foul. Abdul Hakim 5 of 7 at the line today. On the year, just a 65% free throw shooter. Bettiol's day has come to an end. That his 5th foul, 14 points in his 3rd start of the year. 5 consecutive games now, Bettiol in double figures.
And so JV Seed has to come in for him.
First free throw, clutch. It's another look. Free throw. Our 13th tie today with 20 seconds left.
Oh, and a hold away from the ball.
And a foul on the inbound.
And so that'll give ACU 2 free throws here.
Howard a hold of McLean on the inbound. Howard has his 4th. And McLean at the line to shoot 2. First free throws for Kavion. He hits the first. 83% free throw shooter, Kavion McLean. Point number 12 is in the bucket. 88-86. RGV, the final possession with 20 to go.
They're going to call a timeout right here and set it up. With 17 seconds to go.
So last possession down by 2. We saw 3-man weave and a drive by Abdul Hakim. I would anticipate something similar with 3-point shooters in the corner either way.
Yeah, and so for ACU, if you're going to come over and help on Abdul Hakim or whoever's driving, you just have to be mindful of who you're leaving open for the potential go-ahead or game-winning shot. And what we've talked about all day, both of these teams coming in winless in conference. And so there's some desperation out there of not wanting to go into that hole so quickly.
You can see on the screen there, this is the 9th single-digit game for ACU. They're 3-5 in the first 8. Tough losses at Western Kentucky by 2, Northern Arizona at the buzzer, SFA in overtime. They lead by 2 here. Abdul Hakim, strong to the rim, gets it to go, and the foul. Chance for a 3-point play.
Going right against Ali Diba, the high school teammates. Spin move, fade away.
And Abdul Hakim with 25 and a chance to give the Vaqueros the lead with 10 seconds left. Diba has also fouled out. So Bettiol and Diba both on the bench.
Well, that's a huge blow because ACU, I mean, now there's not really a true go-to player when they get the basketball. Simmons, yes. Madden, yes.
Chance for the lead. Vaqueros lead with 10 seconds left.
Clutch.
Here's McLean up the floor. Floating shot. Too strong. JVC back up and in. Wildcats lead with 1.3 left.
Oh, and this time they do call it.
Now the violation on the inbounds pass.
So at the end of regulation, it didn't happen.
Over the baseline. Turnover back to the Wildcats. Look at JVC battle for the basketball.
Among the scrum, he's the one who comes up with the bucket. And then at the end of regulation, we saw UTRGV step over the line on the long inbounds pass. It was not called. It could not be reviewed. They made the three-pointer. We went to overtime. This time, it is called. You have to know that the officials were looking for it this time. Now they are at the monitor once again.
But cannot review the call. Cannot review the violation, stepping over the baseline.
And they may be looking at time.
We'll get the explanation here on the near side. Wildcats will have possession of the basketball. 1.3 and a 1-point lead.
Yeah, they said that they got it right that time. And they added a 1/10 of a second back on the clock, so 1.3.
McLean will inbound on the baseline. He'll bounce it in. Madden has it in his hands. The clock goes to 0. The officials will make sure, as a foul was called on the far side. RGV wants to travel. A whistle was blown, I believe a foul call, but the game clock also went to 0.
Wow. The last option, I think, was to bounce it between Say's legs. You're playing with fire there. And of course, you know, if you figure if RGV catches it, they have to throw it at 3/4 of the court at the buzzer. But yes, another review to see, was there a foul in time? Is there any time left on the clock?
The officials will take a look. Kevin Long, the replay official here at Moody Coliseum, has been a busy man today. He's done a fine job all day long.
Boy, how about JVC off the bench after some players foul out, coming up with the bucket. I'm not sure Coach Tanner loved the idea of the inbounds pass between the legs.
I honestly think Kavion wanted to throw it off of the leg of Say.
Yeah.
And just get a new
reset.
5 seconds to work with.
Right.
A foul was issued. Hunter Jack Madden fouled. 0.5 seconds has been put on the clock. And Hunter Jack Madden at the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, no timeouts for either team. And we do have a foul out on Howard. So Howard is fouled out of the game for the Vaqueros.
Howard's day comes to an end with 11 points. Madden at the line, he'll shoot 2. First one on the way. Back iron, no good.
All right, well, at this point, you have to miss the second free throw. Give UTRGV a very limited chance at making a full court shot.
Madden's second free throw. He got the roll. 2-point game with half a second left. Desperation toss here for the Vaqueros. This one's knocked away by McLean. It's a final. It was a crazy one. Wildcats the win. Your final score from Moody Coliseum, ACU 91, UTRGV 89. Wildcats improve to 6-8. More importantly, 1-2 in Western Athletic Conference play. Vaqueros fall to 4-11, 0-4 in conference play as well. It was hard earned. Some of it was flashy, some of it was nice, some of it was ugly as well, but at the end of the day, a 2-point win for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and most importantly, a conference win. Like you said, 1-2 heading to Grand Canyon and then Cal Baptist. Back and forth, and it's JV Seat, the man of the game with the game-winning shot. Just 4 points on the day, but he's the one who makes it. How about that?
Seat finishes with just 4 points, but the 2 biggest points of the game in this final few minutes. Ali Deba leads the way with 23 this afternoon, 17 for Hunter Jack Madden, 14 for Leo Bettiol, Kavion McLean with 12, Arion Simmons with 12 as well, 5 in double figures. Again, it wasn't pretty throughout, but at the end of the day, the tally mark for the Wildcats, the home team Wildcat, goes the way of ACU. And how about JV Seat again, this final shot he makes?
Yeah, off the miss, and he's the one who is among the scrum that gets it to go. McLean driving. We have seen the floater go in many times. Instead, it's JV Seat who comes away with the putback. Wow.
Yeah. On a day when there's 5 in double figures, you're not sure the call would go that way on the last call. But JV Seat again with the shot to give the Wildcats the lead. Had double-digit lead changes, double-digit ties in today's contest, but the last lead change goes the way of the Wildcats. Upstairs, we've got JV Seat with Coy Oslin. Coy, it's all yours.
Evan, Andy, I'm here with the man JV Seat. JV, that was a phenomenal shot right there. Time expiring, down 1.
Yep.
Let's talk about the plan that went in there right there. Obviously it's really rushed moment.
I think the start of the plan was just to get one of our best finishers downhill to go score. Because, at the beginning, I thought he was going to score it. So then we all crashed, and my teammate Hunter was telling me to crash after the shot. And it just fell in my hands, and I just got the shot up in time.
All right, well, here's the big deal. ACU win in conference play here. How does that feel for you? I know, obviously, that gets a little monkey off y'all's back getting that first conference win.
Yeah, it was good. Just to start off conference, really. But it was a good win in conference and just more to come, really.
All right, Evan, Andy, back to you.
Thank you, Coy. What a great finish. JV Seat, the game winner in overtime. ACU beats RGV 91-89. Evan, enjoyed it, man. It was a fun one.
Boy, this was exciting all the way through.
This has been a presentation of the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. Until next time, for Evan Nimick, the whole crew led by Hutton Harris, I'm Andy Penny. Take care, so long. Good night from Abilene, Texas.